Click on what? This? Who fucking cares about this guy, PK? He's just a flaming homosexual that puts salt on meat. I heard they trying to replace cow milk with roach milk. Yeah, it's gross. Very gross. Very new, sir. Very new. Not broken. Brand new. Factory sealed. No. No returns. No. Robo Roach. Oh my god. Yeah, the roach milk shit. And yeah, I'm never doing that. I will not eat the bugs out of pure principle. You know, as a child, I regret the fact that I ate those flavored crickets and like you know, the scorpion and stuff like that, but you know, that was childhood innocence when they weren't trying to literally make us eat the bugs. So it's different. Now, yeah, no bugs for me. No bug burgers in this household. How do you even make roach milk? I think they squeeze the roaches, but I'm not sure. I've never really looked it up, to be honest. Dude, honey is one of the healthiest foods for you, period. And it never expires, which is interesting. Did you guys know that? If you found honey from like 5,000 years ago, you could still eat it. Kind of wild to think about. Yeah, I'm not a huge honey fan. I think it's too sweet, but it's very, very good for you. So every once in a while, I'll buy like some local honey or whatever and then just put like a tiny bit in my tea or something like that. But yeah, I'm not really a big honey fan. Stupid, no, you can't. Yeah, if you have preserved honey from like 5,000 years ago, you can eat it. It doesn't go bad. Honey never expires. You drink tea that's fruity, bro? Yeah, I'm sorry, man. All of human civilization for fucking thousands and thousands of years drank tea until some fucking, you know, literal native savage introduced them to fucking bean broth. But yeah, tell me about how drinking tea is gay. Go join your spear chucking retard fucking role models and go drink your bean broth, goy. I'll have you know that the people that drank tea conquered the world. The people that drank coffee got terminated. Bro, tea has been a thing since the fucking inception of humanity. There are certain types of tea that are Chinese, but you can make tea out of any plant. Like, it's not a specific, like, oh, yeah, you can only make tea out of one leaf. No, there's many different types of tea. You can make tea out of any type of leaf that exists on planet Earth. And people did for, like, medicinal purposes, for example. So, no, anytime there's been herbs and spices and variations of plants and everything like that, people have made teas out of those plants. It's not just like, oh, you need a tea tree leaf or, you know, an Earl Grey leaf or whatever. Like, no, there's plenty of teas that are made with just, you know, locally occurring leaf varieties. Nowadays, people don't do that, but throughout human history, they absolutely did. Yeah, I like iced tea. I actually had iced tea tonight. I like to do basically in a mug. I'll put 2 bags of Irish breakfast tea. Let it get super strong. I'll fill like an old Slurpee cup up with ice cubes, and then I'll just pour the hot tea over top of the ice cubes. By the time the ice cubes melt, the tea in the cup is like perfect cool temperature for drinking. And you have your nice glass of iced tea without the obnoxious ice getting in the way. Iced tea is nasty? How is iced tea nasty, PK? How is iced tea nasty? It tastes bitter? No, it doesn't. Bruh, you've had the wrong type then. Iced tea is not bitter at all. I mean, maybe if it's too strong, but... No, sweet tea is full of sugar. That's sweet tea that's full of sugar. Iced tea is unsweetened. We can't go back. What is this?
One sound could tell you exactly which side you were on, but today, those sides don't even exist anymore, and it's not the victory we hoped for. For me, it meant another all-night Halo Reach session, split screen with friends, fighting for the top 2 spots in Slayer.
Gross. Ugh, triggered!
The console I could never have, but always wanted, just for one game, Metal Gear Solid 4. I knew I'd...
No! You didn't want it! You didn't want it, bro! No!
probably never play it, but I wanted it anyway. And then there was the
You don't want it.
Wii. I still have mine. Mario Kart, Wii Sports, and a kind of...
Fuck the PlayStation 3, man, and fuck Metal Gear Solid 4. I hate the PS3 with a passion.
Innocent fun that none of the other consoles could match. Back then, picking a console wasn't just picking a machine. If your friends were on Halo, you had to be on Xbox. If they were on PlayStation, that's where you needed to be. There was no crossplay. Your choice decided who you spent your nights with. That's what the console wars was, a fight over where you belonged. And for me, it all started here. The year is 1994, and Sony launches the PlayStation, the console that would quietly lay the foundations for gaming to become part of the mainstream. By the late 90s, you could find one stacked under almost every TV stand you knew. It sold over 100 million units, beating Nintendo's cartridge-based N64 with cheaper, more versatile CDs. It had mascots like Spyro the Dragon.
I've still never to this day held an N64 controller. Never, ever.
Crash Bandicoot, characters that still stand out in my memory today. For me, the PlayStation 1 was the family console. It lived in the front room, and that's where I first fell in love with games like Gran Turismo, Wipeout, and Speed Freaks. One thing I remember the most from this era were demo discs, a product of their time, something that you don't see anymore. You'd get a random selection of games, often ones you've never heard of, and suddenly you were trying out genres that you didn't even know existed. You didn't need a trailer to get excited about a game. You just needed whatever game happened to be on that disc. Back then, the surprise was half of the fun. They came with magazines, so you could sit there reading about upcoming releases and then immediately try some of them out. Over time, you'd build up your own collection, each with its own weird mix of levels and half-finished worlds. There was always at least one game that I didn't understand, but played anyway. For me, that was always golf games. I played some of those demo discs more than actual full releases. Today, every game that you play is something that you've already seen in a trailer or been told about by an algorithm. The PS1 era was also when split screen was a must. The N64 had 4 controller ports built in. On PlayStation, you needed a chunky plastic boomerang called the multi-tap. Once you had it, any game could quickly turn into a party. You expected split screen as a standard feature. The kart racing genre thrived during this time, and Speed Freaks was a game that I remember fondly. This was when gaming felt like it actually lived in your house. Memory cards lined...
N64 is better than any Final Fantasy. So just the console alone with no games is better than Final Fantasy?
Up next to the TV with names on them, game cases stacked underneath, and even controllers tangled up in a drawer. The game had upbeat music, energetic characters, and I always longed to play it split screen. I'd often load it up alone.
Gee whiz, dude, I can, you know, I'm sure this was just... I don't even know what the N64 was. N64 start up. How exciting. You can just watch that a million times. Wowie zowie, man. So much better than having something to play, I'll tell you.
But plug in extra controllers just to pretend that my friends were there. Back then, nobody cared about taking sides. If it played games, you played it. But now, with every game tied to an account, a subscription, or a live service, the box you buy doesn't even feel like yours. One friend had a PC, another had an N64.
PK's just a silly Billy, dude. He's just saying something to get a rise out of everybody in the chat.
Where I first tried GoldenEye. I even remember taking my PS1 round my friend's nan's.
He told me in confidence that Final Fantasy is his favorite game franchise of all time, but his favorite game is Final Fantasy 13 too. Which, you know, whatever, to each their own. But not really to my taste.
House for a weekly Sunday roast. And after eating,
second, of course, is X2. Which, you know, the booty shorts speak for themselves, so I get it.
we'd play Metal Gear Solid in one of the side rooms. It didn't matter what was plugged into the TV. It was just all about the games. Cheating was part of gaming culture then. You had devices like Game Shark and Action Replay that allowed you to fundamentally change the game, and cheat books also allowed you to enter.
I had an Action Replay and a Game Shark for my Game Boy and DS. Great times.
Codes, usually
I still have my Action Replays. I don't know where my Game Shark is. I should still have it.
with fun side effects. You'd buy magazines and sometimes a cheat book would be bundled in. Cheating in games today might ruin an online match, but back then...
PK, I want you to be 100% honest, bro. What is your favorite game? And if you can't narrow it down to one, you can name several. I want a genuine answer, dude. SNK Nostalgia with the 2, as your attorney, N64 analog stick sucked a lot. That's why I never wanted to ever try one, because it's like the stick looked so retarded to me. I don't know, like, I grew up with a regular DualShock controller. So, yeah, the N64 controller looked alien to me.
It only meant cheating yourself, and most of the time, it was fun. Looking back, the PlayStation 1 era was full of variety. I played more types of games then than I do now. I had fewer expectations, less money, and I played whatever came my way. I played games for what they were, and appreciated them because of it. Today, there are more games than ever, but somehow having everything at your fingertips makes gaming feel smaller. Back then, despite having less variety, it felt more varied. It was about sitting down with a controller and seeing what happened. Console loyalty didn't matter yet, but soon, it would decide your social circle, and that was about to change, faster than anyone expected. Before we boot up the PS2 era, I'd like to give a shout out to all my Patreons, and if you're interested in supporting the channel, PlayStation 2 was a wildfire. This wasn't just about winning the console war, it was total
I barely even used my PS2. Mid-console at best.
domination. The year is 2000. Sony releases the PlayStation 2, and the hype is unlike anything gaming had ever seen. Queues around the block. By the end of its life, it would sell over 155 million units. Still the most successful console ever made.
Mid! Glorified DVD player. Grandma's had that shit because it was cheaper than buying a standalone device. And that's the truth, dude. That's the truth. So, cope all you want, PlayStation sisters. You sold a bunch of consoles to grannies and old men and, you know, moms and dads who just wanted to watch a movie with their kids after a long day at work.
I still remember seeing that big blue box for the first time. Looking at the back of the box, it was packed with screenshots of upcoming games. It just felt futuristic somehow. Even the little details of twisting the PS2 logo from horizontal to vertical was fun. The console could also play DVDs, which made it the centerpiece of a lot of living rooms, ours included. I loved customizing mine with accessories. It made the console feel like yours before profiles existed. I had a stand that held 5 games on one side and a multi-tap on the other. The games felt like a true step up from the PlayStation 1. Jak and Daxter looked phenomenal to me at the time. It felt cinematic in a way that I hadn't seen before. Then there was Metal Gear Solid 2, Dynasty Warriors 4, and the bizarre worlds of Onimusha, games unlike anything that I played before. The PlayStation 2's library was so vast that I never thought about other consoles. There were hundreds of games I'd never even touch. I only tried the original Xbox once, at a local LAN event in my town. At the event, there was 4-player split screen, and I was sat there with total strangers playing Slayer. I never saw that event come back to my town, but I always wished it would. Shops like GameStation made variety possible. I never knew what games might catch my eye. N64 games were only £1 at the time, so I grabbed a second-hand console just so I could play Smash Brothers and Mario Kart. There was a service called LoveFilm that would post me random games to try, and when I was finished, I'd send them back and get something completely different. At this time, I was also obsessed with the Predator films, so when the game Predator Concrete Jungle came out, I went straight down to GameStation to buy it. At first, they refused me. I was underage, and the game was rated 18. As I turned to leave the shop, I suddenly heard the guy at the counter say, "Wait, we'll sell it to you." I was so happy to be able to take that game home and rip some spines out of people.
Dude, that shit always pissed me off as a kid. Wow, you're not 17. That shit was never a law. There is not a single country, to my knowledge, where it is actually illegal to sell a kid a M-rated game. That shit is purely fucking, you know, made up. There's no law against a child buying an M-rated video game. It's just that the stores choose to enforce the rating scale because parents would complain. Like, eventually, like, I went to this GameStop a bunch as a kid. Like, probably multiple times a week, if I'm being honest. Like, I would buy and sell shit constantly. And I would just cycle through games all the time. And eventually they stopped even asking for my mom to show her ID when I traded in stuff. They just started taking stuff when I would go in there by myself. So that definitely was illegal, but, you know, whatever. You know, shout out to the guy at GameStop who joined the military as a combat medic. But yeah, he was really cool. Like, I went in there so often that he's like, oh, you don't... He, like, just straight up told my mom, he's like, oh, you can just drop him off. It's fine. He can trade and stuff. You've been in here enough. So that guy was awesome. He was the one who got me to buy that special edition of Dark Souls back in the day. So, but yeah, he was cool. That was back when GameStop had cool employees. But yeah. He literally got you into Dark Souls. Yeah, he was cool. Yeah, he was black, but there was this other black guy that worked with him that he fucking hated. It was funny. He would always, like, cuss him out and shit and tell him to get his fucking bum ass to work and shit, so. Interesting dynamic. You had one that was super motivated and was, you know, trying to do something with his life, and the other guy would show up stoned half the fucking time. Not even really, like, even there. So, yeah. SNK nostalgia with the two. People that like the N64 watch Avatar films. That and people who like Horizon Zero Dawn as well. But yeah, it was interesting because he could never get him fired. Like, one time he just straight up said, "Yeah, I've like reported him so many times to regional management trying to get him out of here, but they just won't fire him." So it's like, shit, that sucks. So obviously he either knew somebody or knew something that kept him around, you know. But you had coworkers like that, they were fired after a month. Yeah, this dude stuck around for like 8 months. I remember. It was a long time he was there. Have I ever played it? No, I never played Fusion Frenzy. My opinion of physical games? I don't have like a strong opinion against physical games. Obviously digital's more convenient, but if you want to like buy and sell your stuff, then I think physical's the way to go.
I played more genres then than I do now. I had fewer expectations of the games I wanted to play. Was this peak gaming, back before online gaming took over, and when the best part was still having everyone in the same room?
Dude, speaking of GameStop employees, I still remember when I walked into like the GameStop at the mall near my college, and like there was nobody behind the counters, and I walk into the store and like turn the corner around like one of the displays, and on the floor are two fucking just atrociously mid women with dyed hair, one blue, one green, wearing Zelda t-shirts and their fucking shitty oversized jeans, and they were sitting there barefoot, interlocking their toes together, giggling. It's like, bruh. And they're like, oh, we didn't know anyone was in here. I'm like, don't worry, I won't be here for long. And then I just left.
Still put an old PS2
Yeah, that shit was nasty, bro. Yeah, nah. I wasn't doing that.
in the tray today, and it works exactly as it did 20 years ago. Proof that back then, your loyalty to a console...
Yeah, atrociously mid women. Like, atrociously mid. They weren't fat, but just insanely mid.
lasted. A lot of modern games won't survive like that. They're tied to servers and locked to live service models. For me, the PlayStation 2 was everything. But in the next generation, your console wouldn't only decide what you played, it would decide who you played with and who you didn't. The war was about to get personal. 2005, the Xbox 360 launches.
Welcome to the future of gaming.
It was a full year before the PlayStation 3, and hundreds cheaper. Microsoft came in aggressive, the first console built for HD from the ground up. Xbox Live at the heart of everything, and with big hitting games like Gears of War, Halo 3, and timed Call of Duty DLC that landed a month earlier than on PlayStation. This meant bragging rights at school, and a reason to pick a side.
Oh my god, I remember the zombies map with the fucking unkillable guy who walks around with like the lights.
When the PlayStation 3 finally arrived in 2006, it stumbled. A $599 price tag and a launch lineup that didn't really match the hype. The Nintendo Wii blew up in popularity, outselling both, but it always felt like the friendly console. Brilliant for Wii sports nights, but not for the trenches of Xbox versus PlayStation. For me, the Xbox 360 didn't make an impression straight away. I can't even remember the first time I saw one, but I remember when it hooked me. I'd met a friend at college, and one day I went around his house, and that's when I first tried games like Black Ops, Halo, and Trials HD. Trials felt weirdly nostalgic. It used
Dude, Trials HD was fire.
to run like a slideshow and had no sound. Nothing works properly on a Mac. I had no idea that it had been remade, so seeing it on Xbox felt like a random blast from my past.
I loved this game, man. I used to play this all the time.
My friend was an achievement hunter, and the whole idea of unlocking achievements started to grow on me. I was always stuck on a guest account, but I wanted to start earning my own achievements. Eventually, he set me up with one, and it's still the same accounts that I use today. From that point on,
Ooh, no! No!
but I wanted to start earning my own achievements. Eventually, he set me up with one, and it's still the
You're an achievement hunter and it ends with a 1? Nope. That's disgusting, dude. Fix that immediately. Holy fuck. That's horrid.
same accounts that I use today. From that point on,
Oh my god, that hurts my soul. You care about achievements and you have that?
the Xbox 360 became the console for me. I'd be around my friend's house constantly, playing split-screen Black Ops, Halo 3, Halo Reach,
That's foul, bro.
anything with a gun and a KD.
That's a fate worse than death. I don't know why that shit pisses me off so much, but if your gamer score doesn't end with a 1, or no, with a 0 or a 5, and it ends with something like a 1 or a 6 or an 8, like, that's just appalling. Absolutely appalling. SNK nostalgia with the 2, those ladies needed help. Goodbye. Yeah, I wasn't going to be the one to help them. That's for sure.
Ratio to grind. One of my favourite memories was playing Black Ops 2 Zombies 4-player split screen on a tiny TV. It was running at about 15 FPS or worse, and each one of us was crammed into one square.
Dude, I hate, like, here we go. This is probably where my antisocial tendencies started, but I remember back in the day when I would go over to, like, friends' houses for sleepovers and shit, they would be like, hey, let's play co-op zombies or whatever. And I'm like, oh, that's alright. I'll just watch you play. That shit drove me crazy, man. I hated playing split-screen zombies. I already hated playing zombies anyway because it's so fucking repetitive. But having to play a split-screen was like a death nail at that point, so... It's like, no thank you.
Of the screen, but it didn't matter to me at the time because it just felt brilliant that we could all play at once. Suddenly, I cared about unlocking every attachment and improving my stats. I even went to the Modern Warfare 3 midnight release, though in my town, hardly anyone turned up. So it was more of a nice late night walk than an event, and I ended up only playing about 20 minutes of team deathmatch before I wanted to go to sleep. Most of my gaming then was in person. My friend's mum would bring us in wine and chicken nuggets, and we would shoot paper plates with BB guns, all while we
Wine and chicken nuggets, bro. The British really are fancy.
chain smoked and played games for hours. I still remember his stepdad punching the wall, wishing we would shut up. Whenever someone had a single-player game, we'd all sit down to watch. Some nights, none of us had any energy to play, so it turned into this personal streamer setup before streaming even existed. One person playing Skyrim while the rest of us just lounged around, or me playing through Condemned while everyone else lay in bed like it was a movie. Back then, gaming was a reason to be in the same room. Now, it's just as often a reason to stay in our own. That was the last time a console was part of my social life, and not just a box in the corner. I went out of my way to grind achievements back then, and even picking up the occasional easy one purely for points. I still admired the PS3 from afar, especially for
Yeah, but you only had 50,000, bro. If you're picking up easy achievement... never mind.
exclusives like Metal Gear Solid 4, but I kind of accepted that I would just never play them. I didn't have the money to buy a
That's good. You don't want to play it.
console, and I was too busy
You don't play it. Just watch the cutscenes online.
making the most of my friend's Xbox. The Xbox controllers felt solid and weighty. I'd often remarked that they felt like holding a Cadbury's chocolate bar. Even Fable 2's graphics reminded me of that purple chocolate wrapper. It felt shiny and premium looking. Minecraft eventually released, and we even played that split screen on the Xbox. We'd often swapped between the Xbox and the PC version. It felt like the last time a console would be part of my social life. Everything after that would start to feel different. 2013. This was the moment that Xbox lost the war, and it happened live on stage. They announced always online. They said the word TV so many times that it became a joke.
Xbox, watch TV.
It felt like they were pitching a companion for your TV, not a gaming console, and it instantly turned people off. Sony walked out with the PS4 and undercut them on price. And even
Nah, if anything, those little apes were more scary than the dogs. Little fucking monkeys. Those things were more terrifying.
joked on them about how to share a game. Just hand it to your friends.
Thanks.
The contrast couldn't have been made more clear. Call of Duty had been Xbox's crown jewel during those 360 years. DLC a month early was that bragging rights. Then one day, that deal flipped. Suddenly, PlayStation players were getting the content first, and Xbox wasn't the console you went to for COD anymore. A friend of mine actually bought the Xbox.
Well, they didn't get any content first other than, like, the remastered campaign, I think, that one time.
One at launch. I remember going round to his place and seeing the game Rise, Son of Rome. The graphics looked good, but the
That shit was... Bro, Rise, Son of Rome is so underrated.
game itself felt empty. I didn't want to play it. The graphics meant nothing if the gameplay wasn't there. This friend had been turned into...
I love Rise, Son of Rome. I will not tolerate Rise, Son of Rome slander. The game is criminally underrated, and they should have released a sequel.
An Xbox fanboy by the 360 era, but even he was becoming frustrated. We both complained about the new dashboard. To me, it felt like it somehow ruined achievements. Maybe it was the new layout, or how buried the achievements
Yeah,
felt.
it looks like shit.
But I suddenly didn't care about chasing them anymore. The magic was gone. Today, I have that friend's launch day Xbox One controller, the one that says Day 1, 2013. He doesn't even own the console anymore. By this point, I was spending more time on Blizzard games, and the PC in general. Steam sales gave me whole gaming libraries for the price of one console game. I stopped visiting game shops altogether. I didn't even have a disk drive in my computer anymore, and downloading games had completely taken over. Even Minecraft, which I used to play split screen on the 360, had moved entirely to the PC. Split screen was dead. The living room gaming sessions were gone. And without that shared space, the whole idea of picking a side in the console war started to fade too. Instead of sitting side by side on the sofa, we were all in our own bedrooms, doors shut, connected by the internet, but somehow feeling further apart. I never owned a PlayStation 4, but I could see friends drifting away from Xbox. My loyalty to achievement points lingered in the background, but it was fading fast. We didn't notice it at first, but slowly, it stopped mattering which side you were on. The war did...
Yeah, Rise, Son of Rome is a man's game. Like, that's how... If you don't like Rise, Son of Rome, then you're some fucking cucked out femboy retard. Like, honestly. If you can't handle the pure masculine energy of Rise, Son of Rome, just go ahead and shove the dildo up your ass, order the fake titty appointment, and buy a fucking wig at this point, because it's Jover, man. It's Jover. You're a wretched woman, so go make yourself look as close to one as possible.
Didn't end with a winner. It ended with a ceasefire.
Yeah, the multiplayer was actually pretty good. I mean, it wasn't anything crazy, but it was fine.
Today, the console wars are over, but not in the way that we imagined. I can't even remember the first game I played with crossplay, probably a Call of Duty title. But now crossplay is so normal, I get annoyed when it's a missing feature. It doesn't matter if you're an Xbox, PlayStation or PC, the games just work across all of them. But that convenience is also a reminder of what's been lost. The older COD games, they're basically dead online now, unless community servers are running. I've tried to recreate that split screen good old days with Black Ops 6, but it just didn't feel the same. The only time I get that split screen feeling these days is when my nephews visit. We've recently been working our way through the game Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. We'll pass the
God.
controller back and forth when playing through hard parts of the game, and I've had days where
You know, I think this applies to Five Nights at Freddy's, too.
If my kids grow up to be gay, I'm beating the shit out of them. Look here, there's two choices in life.
Wings.
You pretend you're straight, or I beat you to death.
Just replace the whole concept of being gay with Five Nights at Freddy's. There you go.
we just lie on the floor half asleep watching them play. It's reminded me of those Xbox 360 days. The magic is still there. It just needs someone passionate enough to make everyone else care. I actually own an Xbox One S now, the white one. It's basically just an Xbox One, but I honestly couldn't tell you the difference. The naming scheme is so confusing at this point, they might as well have just called it the Xbox 2. When we play Security Breach on it, I've never heard the fan work so hard in its life, but most days, that machine barely gets touched. It just sits there in the living room, because these days I do all of my gaming in my office, on the PC. The only other time it's powered on is when I feel like playing a bit of GTA 5 from the sofa, and even then, that's rare. I've grown up alongside these consoles. The hardware has evolved, but so have I. Back then, it was about hanging out with friends. Now it's about those short bursts of joy when the moment calls for it. And the war itself, it's gone. The PS5 and the current Xbox are practically identical, and with every new generation looking more and more the same, this might be the last era where consoles even feel like separate things. Back then, the PlayStation 1 lived in the front room. Everyone used it. It was the center of the house, a reason for people to be in the same room. Now my Xbox One S sits in the same kind of spot, but it's usually silent. It only comes to life when my nephews visit, like when we're playing Security Breach. That console barely gets powered on for the rest of the year. It's not the center of my social life anymore. It's just a box in the corner of the room that occasionally gets used. When the walls between consoles fell, so did the feeling that choosing one actually meant something. Crossplay erased those old boundaries. It's why no one talks about the console wars anymore. If anything, the war's been replaced by live services. And with live service gaming everywhere, and physical copies fading fast, I wonder how much of today's gaming library will even exist in 20 years. We got everything we wanted. The best graphics, most games in one place, crossplay, and somehow, it feels less fun. I still have those old discs on my shelf. I can pick one up and put it in, and it still works, exactly as it did 20 years ago. But most of today's games, they'll vanish with a server shutdown, or a store closure. Maybe the real console wars was never about who won. Maybe it was about holding on to a time when it all felt personal. And in the end, neither side really.
Well, no, it was holding on to a time where gaming was actually worth being excited over. Like, you actually had skin in the game because you genuinely cared about the platform. You genuinely cared about the games. You genuinely loved the hobby. Now it just fucking sucks. Doesn't matter which side you pick. Nintendo is the only platform that actually releases good shit to this day. So, like, why would you be loyal to Xbox or PlayStation when neither one of them is even remotely close to releasing the type of quality content they did in the PS2 and PS3 generation? So that's the reason why there's nothing to fucking, console war over. Both platforms have fuck all in terms of actual content worth playing.
Won. The console wars ended, but not with a winner. They ended with everything feeling the same, and somehow less personal than before. If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening, and thank you to all my Patreons for helping support the channel. If you'd like to hear more from me, then click this video right here. Thanks for listening.
Damn, see, I already have kind of the urge to go back and play Skyrim again, and the music doesn't help. Oh, man, that is definitely one of those games that you can never recreate that first feeling of playing. I don't know, bro. Your first playthrough of Skyrim is like one of those special moments. It's like, damn. You'll never get that again. And we never will ever with another Elder Scrolls either. Like, you had it first time with Oblivion. Great game. Then Skyrim was like, holy shit. But Elder Scrolls 6, you'll say, holy shit, this is terrible. And that's the reality we face. The immersion will not exist at all. Saw how immersive Starfield was. So, that's the new metric to judge Bethesda by. So, it's not worth being excited for anymore. 16 years too late at the earliest. Crazy.
Uko ba nyo kako no se pa to na ba nyo ay ba kako no se pa pa na ay
What the fuck is that?
Oni ako bawa ukwa katata.
kwa to ta na ko kwa ta bita ba nyo kako
do anak ko zo tama na ko ko zo tawa na ko mana ko ano ko.
What even is that? Another British guy enjoying lunch in Hyde Park. And people say British food is awful. Yeah. Yeah, what is that? It looks like almost like an intestinal tract. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that is. Isn't he running for mayor of Minneapolis? For real though. Holy fuck, man. It's so gross. No audio? Well, I can keep it that way, PK. Oh my god.
Indian street food.
Alright, we'll do our nightly Indian slander.
Now, we've all seen the viral videos showing just how dirty India can be. I don't want to believe everything I see on the internet, so today, I'm here in Kolkata, India, to find the truth. We'll be starting with this man right here, famous for his personality, but also his serving style. They say he's busy every morning, feeding people breakfast before they go to work. The line gets crowded of people trying to get their plate. I can see how it can get hectic. He was doing a speed run through them plates. He had no time to clean. This is the famous club kachori. It was about 48 rupees. That's like 50 cents. They're treating me so good here. They gave me this for free. I don't even know what this is, but this is supposedly the breakfast. Looks like some potatoes. Oh, wow. When that's fresh and hot, that's actually pretty good. Got a little spice to it. The inside of the balls are hollow. That's good. All the videos I see of this man are when his stand is dirty. So I'm glad I got to see his morning ritual before the chaos. It's actually a nice little breakfast. It tastes like curry. Ooh, got a nice big potato. You just gotta come here fresh.
Potato, like.
Fresh. Oh my god, you can see the steam coming off that. His brother also had a shop.
Yeah, you're gonna feel the steam coming out of your ass when you're, finished digesting that. Or not digesting it.
Next door. This is the owner of the Club Kachori's brother. He gave me this little thing. What's it called? Motipag. Here's their jalebi. Looks and feels like candy. Ooh. Very sweet. Tastes like sugar, a little bit of caramel, honey. Wow, that's actually pretty good. It's like a honey candy. Very good. The owner's brother gave me some tea. It's like an Indian shot. Thank you. On the ground? He told me to just throw this on the ground. I feel kind of bad throwing this on the ground. I want to attack this from an educational point of view. I'm glad I got to see his stall while it was clean. He's
throw it on the ground.
Been open for like 5 minutes. He's already served about 50 people. Bro is sweating bullets. Standing in this long line, you get a whiff of curry, and I'm not talking about the food. Now this next plate, in all my years of living, I've never seen anything like this. Before they could serve me, they had to wash my plate. Bro cleaned my plate with the same water this man was washing his nuts with. Forget the health department, get the FBI in here. They call this pular shadura. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's this bread that he fries. Ooh, I thought it would be hard, but it's actually very soft. Oh, it just tastes like plain bread. Break it off, grab some of the chickpeas. We'll throw on an onion. It also came with this pepper.
My friend, very spicy.
Oh, very spicy. Got the onions and chickpeas in there. Got some more. Everybody's so friendly here. They're all
let me just wash your plate in the fucking street gutter. That screams sanitary. With all the fucking runoff and sewage and, road grime. Yummy, yummy. Daryl, some of the two. What if your son married a black woman? Well, what if a meteor struck the side of the earth? Can deal in hypotheticals all day. What do you want me to answer that? What answer do you want to that? Obviously, I would disown him. There you go. SNK Nostalgia with the 2. Enjoy your salmonella. I think that would be the least of your worries. Probably get like some flesh-eating bacteria or some shit.
me to the stand to eat their food and report it. India is a free-for-all COD server. My Uber driver literally hopped out just to take a piss. Like, bro, there are no rules here. I'm about to get a sugarcane drink. He runs the sugarcane through this machine, squeezing all the juice out. All right, for the sugarcane drink, this guy right here, toes out, squeezing sugarcane. This is just a regular day here in India. Ooh, thank you so much. Thank you. 50 rupees. Ooh, look at that. Oh, wow. They're good. A little sour. I can taste the roots as long as it ain't they tap water. I ran into this group of guys that offered to show me some food.
Have a bike over there.
Oh, bikes? Yeah. Oh, shit, let's go, let's go, let's go. I met some Kolkata locals and they taking me on a ride. They took me to a spot to try some lamb stew.
This is puri. It's made for beef. This is lamb.
That look good. Here I got the mutton stew. It's a lamb stew. Oh shit. Look at that. Oh, I love some Indian lamb. Oh, that's tender. Oh my god, I love Indian spices, bro. What's it called again?
It's called puri.
Puri?
Puri.
Came with some puri. Oh, they said break it up. Now that look good. After the lamb stew, the boys wanted to take me to get some lassi. It's a traditional Indian drink made from yogurt, water, fruits, and seasonings. What was that? Oh, that's the cream?
Ooh, yogurt and water? That sounds disgusting.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. This thing's overflowing. Oh my god, this thing's messy. All right. Oh, wow. That's crazy. What's that green bottle you put in here?
Saffron water.
You put some saffron water in there? Oh, that's very acidic. Almost tastes like cheese. Oh, wow, that's fresh. Very milky. It reminds me of yogurt. Thank you. Yeah, I need a scoop for this. Oh,
It reminds you of yogurt. I wonder why.
yeah. Is that like bread?
That's malai.
Malai? Oh, malai.
There forms on top of it. And this is that. That's what it means. Check it. He's saying check it.
Oh, that boy
He's saying
chugging
check
it.
it. Punjabi aa gaya.
Oh,
Punjabi aa gaya.
oh my god, it's so good. I've never had that. That was crazy. It was raining, so I had to go to my hotel and let out some spices and herbs. They honestly got to throw the whole toilet away, but I found a stand selling chicken rolls. This was
Yeah, I was about to say.
probably the cleanest stand that I went to. They actually had a whole system going on. Somebody rolling the meat, somebody frying the bread, and somebody saucing it up. Oh my god. Ooh. It looks like they stuffed it with some curry chicken, got some onions, some veggies in there, and that bread is flaky. It's honestly like a chicken shawarma. This might be the cleanest stand I've seen today. What's it called? Thank you. I found Unc selling these empanada looking things. He filled it with like lentil or some type of veggies. I think it's a veggie samosa. Woo. Look at the steam coming off of that bit. Oh my god, I love Indian food.
It's just all fried slop, man.
For 35 rupees, I found a place selling kebab chicken. Oh wow, it's so good. They're sticking up the street with the smoke. Oh wow, I trust this stand. This stand looks hygienic. Oh my god, that's a
Yeah, but where did they get the chicken?
juicy piece of chicken. I found this man selling some fruits with bugs as a topping. Thank you. I got this fruit they called pepe. Bro added some salt to it. The flies around it added a little bit of seasoning. Look at that color on there.
What the fuck is that guy doing?
Juicy, yeah. Ooh, you can taste a little bit of the flies. This whole bowl was 20 rupees. Is that a goat? This guy was selling chicken, but the shape kind of threw me off. It kind of looked like raccoon ankles, and it was also cold. I low-key didn't trust him, but for educational purposes, I had to eat it. Got a piece of chicken leg for like 70 rupees. Thank you. Been sitting out all day, but the flavor's still there. You can see how red it is. That seasoning been seeping all day.
Oh, man.
Oh, good. Very oily. Thank you. The napkins are newspapers. What kind of sauce?
Chili.
Chili? They gave me a fresher piece that just came out of the fryer. He added some chili sauce to it. This shit better be chicken. Woo. Oh, that's hot. Spicy. Yes, sir. Subscribe to the channel. Next, I found a spot whipping up some Chinese food. I got their chicken chow mein. Noodles could use a little bit of color, but I saw him whipping up some seasonings on there. Woo, hot. It is pretty bland. Not the best chow mein I've had. I mean, I don't know what I expected. What? Yeah, not gonna lie, this shit not good. This whole plate was 55 rupees. No flavor, but very greasy. Bro was really whipping up that pot like he's doing something. That was some of the worst Chinese food I've had. It was like they almost didn't know what Chinese food was. I found these guys selling kebabs. They
Yep, greasy slop.
had their toes out, selling food straight out of their living room. Uncle over here acting like he wasn't just scratching his toes. Oh boy, too happy. 30 rupees? Oh, thank you. Ooh, look what we have here. Oh boy, added a lime. Got their seek kebab. Looks like some type of green sauce. Got the onions on there, dipped it in some sauce. Got Unc back here watching me. Oh, fuck. Oh wow. Oh, that sauce is crazy. I don't even know what that is. That should taste like wasabi. They can low-key cook this a little bit longer. It's kind of mushy on the inside. But it's alright, it's alright. Not the worst thing I had. Very good. I believe they're throwing on another kebab for me. I only paid for one. They said this is their dahi kebab. Not really sure what dahi is. Bro looks happy for me eating it, so throw a little bit of lime on there. Looks a lot like the seek kebab I just had. I don't taste no toenails, no fingernails. Thank you. Got me an ice cream cone to end off the day. India is a very, what should I say, interesting place. I gained a little bit of OCD making this video. I'm about to go clean my room when I get home. If we're gonna be 100% real, India is not the cleanest. It really depends on where you're at. It just so happens to be the city that I'm at is pretty messy. But I think we all have to take into account that there's 1,000 places in the world.
It just so happens the city I'm at is messy. Which city are you thinking of that's not?
Just like this, these people are living off what they're given and what they're surrounded by. The people and food are just a product of their environment. It's just what they're used to. This is just their everyday life. Serving food with their toes out, spitting next to their dishes. I'm not saying all of India is like this. I know that there are many nicer parts. Very interesting learning lesson today. This tops the cake for the craziest country I've been to. I hope to go to more countries just like this. I want to indulge myself in the food and cultures. My main goal coming here was to see the reality and just to see how people live. I didn't want to base India and judge them off videos off the internet. I feel like everybody should experience a country just like this at least once in their life. I mean, you don't.
No, thank you.
You don't really have to. Talking about the food, Indian food is just good overall. From the spices, oh shit. It's just good feeling food. I can't even be mad at it. I like it, I approve, and yes, I would try it again.
I can't afford this shit!
Yeah, I wonder how much he got paid for that one. SNK Nostalgia with the 2. It's a canary in a mine. Yeah. There's no way I would eat Indian street food, bro. Ever. I have too much respect for my intestines and future life. Indian women, though, kind of slap. Slap you in the face? Like, what? What do you mean they kind of slap? Bro, what is that thing?
Check it out. So, this is the busiest place in town.
Her face was so ugly.
We get some empanadas.
Sí.
Aquí son buenas.
¿Aquí?
Sí.
Where's that frame?
¿Qué más, amigo? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cuáles empanadas tienes?
Mechada, pollo, pescado.
Pollo.
Pollo. Y para mí un de queso.
Yeah, that's a no-go, bro.
4. Listo, muchas gracias,
Ya te traigo la matica.
Perfecto. So we got some empanadas here. Ah, these are nice. Cheers. These are proper.
Yo le voy a dar un pedacito al perrito.
Like, yeah, nah. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it, man. The cracks are already starting to show.
This empanada is jam-packed with white cheese, salty white cheese. My God, is it a thing? All eyes on you when you walk around with a pretty girl in a fishing port in Venezuela. It's like walking through the jungle with a steak.
Oh, he's in Venezuela, so yeah.
Ay, fue puta.
His $5 hooker.
Se me quitó el dedo.
Yeah, your $5 hoe. Griffin would ravage her. Yeah. By feeding her to the dogs. Oh yeah, that actually is the guy that iDubbbz attacked. I forgot about that. Bro, what the fuck is that? Oh yeah, I've seen this one before.
Check out the shit. That.
Yeah, eat your slop broth and fucking broiled monkey.
Kama olla. Kawe mati au mate. Onda makwebe esoko kawe ota. Check out on sugar.
SNK nostalgia with the two can't buy a puss, can only rent it. Yeah, well, in the case of, you know, a Venezuelan prostitute, I don't think you'd want to buy it. You know, the rental is definitely part of the perks. American food that grosses Japanese people out.
Americans, I'm sorry to say this, but some of your favorite food can be kinda gross for Japanese people. So
I agree.
what is it about these beloved American classics that make our stomachs
Dude, peanut butter and jelly is the most overrated shit ever.
turn? Let me tell you, starting with sushi. I know, sushi is Japanese food, but the way you guys make sushi and the way we make sushi are so different. When I ate sushi in America, I almost felt like it's a totally different dish. It's good, but if Japanese people think this is sushi, they will get very confused. We have different types of sushi. Like first one is nigiri, gunkan, and also chirashi sushi, also hakozushi, and another thing is maki sushi, but outside is usually wrapped by the seaweed. But in America, it almost looks like when you guys say sushi, it's a very interesting looking roll. You guys loaded a lot of filling inside, and you guys put the sashimi on top. One thing I was very shocked is you guys deep fried a whole sushi.
Yeah.
That's insane. You guys put a lot.
That shit's gross.
Lot of sauce. Like I saw spicy mayo, eel sauce. Eel sauce, we use it only for eating eel. One thing, my friend took me to a very, very famous sushi restaurant in America. She said, you gotta try this. It was like a mango sauce. How can mango sauce and sushi go well? Didn't want to be rude, so okay, I'll eat just for you. And I ate it. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Mango sauce, I'm sure a lot of Japanese will freak out. Like, whoa, what is that? So,
Yeah, spicy mayo to me is gross. I don't like it.
speaking of sushi roll in America, you guys do sushi roll very, very interestingly. So in Japan, sushi roll looks like this. Seaweed is wrapped outside, so it's very black and dark, right? But when I saw the sushi roll in America, it was like a white, somewhat pink, somewhat green. I was like very confused. What is that?
Rice paper. Alright, I'm already bored with this. I'm already sick of you. Yeah, I like sushi a lot, but I just like raw salmon, so that's what I'll order. Usually just anything salmon. Griffin, best cooking skills is Mexican food? No, I don't cook Mexican food. Cooking with garbage to survive in the Philippines? Nasty. Which way, Western man?
And we will sample this inexpensive yet tasty meal. However, before that, I want to explore the neighborhood a bit and show you some interesting places. It's still early for pagpag, so we have time to look around. As soon as you enter a shantytown in the Philippines, something immediately catches your attention. You always see a lot of children in these neighborhoods. There are 120 million people living in the Philippines, and the population is quite young. Almost all of the children are thin and underweight. They probably don't eat a healthy diet. Most of these children don't go to school and don't receive a good education. Their families
That's interesting because the Philippines has the highest obesity rate for all of Asia.
send them to wealthy neighborhoods in Manila, where they are forced to beg. The slum houses in these neighborhoods are usually 1 or 2 stories high. Most of these houses do not have windows. Since they don't have the money for proper roofs, they cover the ceilings with metal sheets. The shacks resemble a labyrinth. Once you enter an alley, it is quite likely that you will lose your way because the neighborhood resembles a labyrinth. Almost all of the shacks are built close together, and there are many alleys. The clear distinction between Manila's shantytowns and high-rise buildings is easily seen from above. The wealthy live in skyscrapers just ahead. The poor live in these shantytowns, which are full of garbage and lack basic infrastructure. The wealthy rarely visit these poor neighborhoods and consider them dangerous. It would not be wrong
Yeah, why would you?
to say that two different lives exist in one city. As we walk around the neighborhood, we see
There you guys go. Your Filipino trad wife right there, guys. You could have saved her.
As we walk around the neighborhood, we see leftover food from yesterday being bagged and sold at stalls. Some neighborhood street food shops cook and sell the leftovers themselves, while others bag them and sell them cold, just like these vendors. As we walk through the side streets, we notice that people use portable lamps for lighting in the shanty towns. Many shanties have no electricity and can only illuminate their homes to a limited extent. The rooms inside the houses are very small. In shanties, one room serves multiple purposes. For instance, one room may be used for cooking and sleeping. This man, who lives alone, opened the doors of his home to us. He says he sleeps on this old sofa every night. His daughter and wife have left him. This room serves as both his kitchen and bedroom. The place where he sleeps does not look comfortable at all. He says he pays 2,000 pesos, which is $35, in rent for this room. The weather in Manila is humid and above 30 degrees Celsius year-round, so people
$35.
in shanty towns often sleep half naked. Both women and men wear short shorts in their daily lives. The residents of this neighborhood prefer to shop at local kiosks rather than supermarkets. This is because it is more economical. Looking up at the neighborhood, you will see that the electrical and telecommunications wiring is extremely complex and
Jesus Christ.
poorly designed. These electrical and telecommunications cables were probably installed
Imagine having to be the guy who comes to fix that during a storm.
illegally. I doubt the government would want to give the city such a bad image. You can see these complex wiring systems in many South Asian countries. You will also frequently come across trash while walking in the side streets. It seems that the Manila municipality is not cleaning these neighborhoods enough. Perhaps there are no residence permits in these shanty towns. For this reason, the municipality may not allocate a budget for cleaning and infrastructure here. People dry their laundry on ropes stretched between shanties. To reach the upper floors, they have built wooden ladders. Since there is no proper sewage system, sewage from toilets flows across the ground instead of flowing underground. This causes some streets in the neighborhood
That's a problem in Thailand, too, apparently.
to smell strongly of sewage. The good news is that despite their poor economy, people are smiling. Filipinos are generally warm and optimistic. All that is needed is an improvement in living conditions. Even the neighborhood dogs look unhealthy and exhausted.
That's right, guys. All you have to do is rescue one of them. And you have a loving wife for the rest of your life, guys. Get that passport.
After observing the surroundings for a while, we can move on to producing pagpag. This elderly woman and her husband make and sell pagpag in the neighborhood. The day before, they collect leftover food from the trash and put it in bags. The next day, they cook the food again with sauces and oil and sell it to people in the neighborhood. First, they empty the leftover food from the bags into a container and wash it with their hands. It's important that the water they use to wash the bags is hot.
Yuck.
They wash the chicken in hot water to kill germs. Since the chicken comes from
Yeah, I'm sure hot water does a great job.
trash-filled bags, there may be plastic or metal pieces on it. For this reason, they think it is best to rinse them at least twice. They thoroughly rinse the chicken in water until it is completely clean. After a while, the color of the water changes from white to gray. Then, they empty the dirty water from the pot. It's clear that someone has bitten the chicken pieces before. This is, of course, very strange. The washed chicken is placed in a large pot. The pot contains a mixture of liquid oil, soy sauce, Sprite, and monosodium glutamate. They claim that this
Let's go back.
Of course, very strange. The washed chicken is placed in a large pot. The pot contains a mixture of liquid oil, soy sauce, Sprite, and monosodium glutamate.
Liquid oil, soy sauce, Sprite, and MSG. Holy fuck, man.
They claim that this mixture gives the chicken the perfect flavor. Monosodium glutamate, known as MSG, is known for its appetite-stimulating properties and is commonly referred to as Chinese salt. It is used in hamburgers and fries by chain restaurants. After about half an hour of stirring, the meal is ready.
I think it's a carcinogen, too.
The elderly woman who prepared the meal takes the chicken out of the pot and serves it to customers in a serving dish, along with the broth. Some customers prefer fried chicken rather than chicken in broth. It's just like fast food restaurants. For this reason, the elderly woman cooked and fried some of the chicken separately in a metal pot. She sells the fried chicken in plastic bags
It's 90% bones.
according to the requested amount. That's pag in a nutshell, my friends. Soon, children and adults alike will come to buy food from the elderly woman. Initially, the woman who prepares and sells this dish mentioned that she used to sell Filipino dishes like adobo. However, she said that over time, her customers could no longer afford more authentic meals. She explained that she started making pagpag to continue cooking for and serving her customers. These dishes have now become part of Manila's culture.
This is the only thing people living in Aroma can afford to buy. The price is a bit lower because cooked meals are very expensive. At first, they feel as if they've eaten at expensive fast food restaurants. It's healthy to eat because it's already been cleaned. We wash it with hot water before cooking. I rinse it with hot water so that it's safe for the people who eat it. Actually, this is my meal right now as well. Selling Pak provides a significant contribution to me because I pay for things like electricity and water bills and sometimes things like rice with the money I earn from this. This is the most important thing that helps us afford such things. Collecting Pak is also difficult because sometimes you have to start waiting there as early as 12 o'clock just to get some. Sometimes when you arrive, there's nothing left.
Ito pagpag. Masarap to. Bumili ako ng
Oh, no.
pagpag kasi masarap. Sarap ang luto ni nanay.
Ang nagustuhan ko po sa pagpag ay malinis po at saka nakakabusog. Ang nagustuhan ko po sa pagpag ay malinis po at saka nakakabusog po. Palagi po akong bumibili rito ng pagpag para iulam po ng aking pamilya.
Yeah, why people don't wash their chicken? We don't wash our garbage chicken.
For instance, a family of 5 can enjoy dinner at this establishment for only 50 Philippine pesos, which is approximately $1. 50 pesos is approximately $1. This is a truly affordable price. Around 15 million people live in Manila, and they need to feed themselves every day to survive. Since nearly half of the city's population lives below the poverty line, people turn to affordable foods like pagpag. Buffet owners also start preparing these dishes to increase sales. Despite everything, the smiles on the faces of the people in the neighborhood never fade. I think this is the most important thing for holding on to life. We, on the other hand, have lessons to learn from them. When we see people eating pagpag, we should recognize the abundance and prosperity in our own lives. The good lives we have are a tremendous privilege, making us luckier than millions of people in this world.
That's right, so we need to let tens of millions of people pour into our country and make it just as shitty as the place they came from. That way everyone can suffer together. What a great idea, guys. Liberalism for the win. Hell yeah. If one place is shitty, then everyone else has to live in that same shit. Obviously. Bruh. Ugh. There's Griff Van Wife again. Van Wife. Wife. Me talking to women? Huh? Oh, the Venezuelan chick? Yeah. We can watch it.
Damn! Flirting with me. I'm with another girl. That's crazy. Anyway, check it out. This is the beach. La Guaira. Man, so much booty around here. My goodness.
Yo porque estoy tranquila si no le jalo el pelo.
Oh man. Hola. Rico, vale, man. They flirting with me while I'm with Alejandra. That's crazy. Jesus.
For $10 a day, guys, she could be yours too.
This is like Boca Grande and Cartagena on steroids. Look at this.
There's nothing worse than a crowded beach.
Wow. ¿Tú has visto algo así? No. Man, I've never seen more packed beaches in my life. This is insane. Wow. Damn. Flirting with me while I'm with another girl. That's crazy. Anyway, check it out.
Griffin, dude, I'm not going to Venezuela. The fuck? Hell nah. I am not going to fucking shithole Venezuela. I don't have a desire to go to these third world nations, guys. Sorry. I really don't. There's not anything there for me. I don't like the beach. I'm not going to go pick up whores. None of it appeals to me. I'm good. They'll steal your organs. That's right. Damn, bro. It's already 8 o'clock. I may go ahead and hop off, guys. may go take a quick nap or some shit. Yeah, 12-hour stream, pretty much on the nose. So there you guys go. Put in some overtime, but anyway, have a wonderful Friday, everybody, and a great start to your weekends. And appreciate everybody hanging out. Big ups to everybody in the chat, and I will talk to all of y'all later. Peace out, guys.